And here we have another update on our Canadian forces. We have been working on infantry and vehicles. I've got about 2,000 points here. Over here off in the woods, we see we've got the command section. I've got a couple of NCOs there, lieutenant and or a captain, depending on what I need them for. Got a flamethrower here just to keep things hot when needed. I was able to put that together with some parts that I found and was able to print. We've got a bunch of riflemen. We've got submachine gunners for the engineer squads. Got a couple of brain carriers to ferry everybody around. I also have a couple of half tracks that I'm working on, almost done there. A couple of tanks. I've got a sexton also that I'm working on. So they're pretty much almost all ready. And basically what we're doing right now is working on some terrain, trying to finalize some terrain for scenarios from the D-Day, British and Canadian sectors, as well as Italy soft underbelly. So working on some Germans as well as U.S. Army, just so I can swap in and out with some of the other guys so that they're not always playing the Germans. But I had a lot of fun putting these guys together, painting them up. I think as you can see on the shoulders there, I've got the decals that I put on, the unit specific decals that come with the kit. Had a bit of a hard time with several of them. A lot of them, of course, got trashed in the process, but that's just because I'm not very good with fiddly little decals. But I was able to get them all on, and they were more than enough in the two kits that I purchased and put together to handle everything. It'll be fun to work on some of the different scenarios too from the different books. Try to get away from that overly urban mixture that we've been getting, but still looking forward to finishing off the Stalingrad campaign book. We're well on our way. Have a lot of the terrain already done up for the next several scenarios. It's just a matter of scheduling right now. As you know, life can do what it does and just kind of keep us all busy with other things other than gaming, which is fine. But when we do get back to it, we should have another one of those up shortly. But I have a feeling we're probably going to wind up with another scenario involving the Allies on the Western Front versus Germans. And that should be a lot of fun. It'll be good to start mixing it up a little bit, a little bit of a different look for some of the battle reports we'll be doing here, and of course on some of the tournaments. So again, a lot of great poses that came with this set. Not the same amount of variety as I mentioned that you find in the Soviet kit, but more than enough with a little bit of kit bashing to get just about everything you need and get everybody represented nicely here. There is not, I don't think, a squad configuration that I can't get done now. And again, that's just with the support box, but 2 boxes. Now you could get away with just 1 box in the just the Canadian Infantry. The Canadian British Infantry box is more than enough to get away with a decent sized force, but I like to round everything out with 2 boxes, and that way I have a lot more options in terms of, getting the amount of submachine gunners I want to field, for those 1,500 point, 2,000 point games that inevitably pop up. So here you go. This is the update. That's pretty much all of them that I have done up right now. Well, that's not all of them, but I've got some Piats that are still in the process of being painted. And that's about it. A few spare riflemen and I think a machine gun team. My mortar team is done. First tournament I took them out on was a D-Day tournament. And these fellas had stormed the beaches at Juno and didn't do very well. The dice worked against me quite significantly. Maybe some poor decisions, probably more poor decisions that I'm aware of, but the dice were definitely not in my favor. In one particular instance, I had one of my engineers squads that had tough as old boots, in addition to the submachine guns, tough fighters, so they had extra dice working in their favor, and still failed hand-to-hand against a regular squad in a bunker. 2 squads got wiped out, 2 of the same type of squad, so it was quite a miserable experience there. So we'll have some scenarios, some of the official scenarios, working on a lot of terrain to get those up to snuff as per the scenario directions, and should be a lot of fun once we get rolling with these. So here you go, and thanks for watching.